This is Brian Anderson. I'm here with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, our reporter, Allie LaForce. And it's going to be the Nuggets off the tip. Pass to Harris. We know things can get heated between these two, Grant. No love lost in this matchup.
And that competitive fire, it grows when you're in the same conference. You get to see each other so often. You know, B.A., I think we're in for some good theater in this one.
Now here's McDaniels.
Not exactly how you want to dive into the game. Picks up his first foul right off the bat.
First team foul.
DiVincenzo with it. Gobert, no good. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. Denver shooting their first free throw of the night here. And after some uncertainty, the Timberwolves moving forward under new governorship, Doris.
Boy, B.A., that sale process was long and obviously at times quite contentious. I believe the organization has to be thrilled that that is finally in the past, because what you want to do is focus on trying to continue the Wolves' recent run of success. There's a lot to be excited about with this young group.
Now here's Gobert. It's hauled in by Nikola Jokic.
Oh, he had all the room he needed, just failed to convert it.
For three, DiVincenzo. Hook it, and it's Randall with the assist.
Well, that's the floor spacing ability. DiVincenzo with the rise and fire.
Pass to Watson. Launches a three. Oh, clanks that one. He's 0 for 1 to start.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Randall on the screen. Here's Edwards. Harris with it. He's picked up by Edwards. Now here's Brown. And stolen by Gobert. Here's Edwards. Misses the layup.
Oh, he missed the chippy. What are the odds? That's so frustrating.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Chris Finch. I asked him about Nikola Jokic and what makes him such a difficult matchup for defenses, and he said his versatility. He's a capable scorer and a fantastic passer. We have to be wary of his scoring and distribution with him, and that's not easy. Let's see how things unfold in this one. Guys?
Thank you for that, Allie. Outside McDaniels. Pass to Edwards. 5 on the clock. It's good.
You love the touch from Rudy Gobert. He's put a ton of work into his offensive game.
And offensive rebounding, one of Rudy Gobert's specialties, Grant.
Yeah, in some games, over half his points come from second chance opportunities. And you know, B.A., even when you block him out, he can reach right over you and get that board.
Watson buries it from 3. And that ties it up.
There's so much attention on Jokic there. I mean, he's able to kick it out for a 3.
Left side McDaniels. It's tipped. Back to Gobert. Shoots it from the corner. Jokic grabs the board.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
And Jokic throws it down.
Powerful stuff from the Joker. The defense doesn't want any of that, and I don't blame him.
1:19 left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Highland. Back to Ingles. Up top, Reed. Rebounded by Denver. Right now, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, there's a nice flow to this offense right now.
Back to Gordon. Denver moving it around. Jokic the screen. Harris with it. Picked up by Reed. 4 on the clock. And it's Jokic missing.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
DeSumo outside. Reed sets a screen. Plenty of space. And it's in there.
Yeah, Naz Reid, aware that ball hits my hands, I've got to be ready to rise and fire.
Jokic, no good. And so it's Highland who brings up the ball for the Timberwolves. Back to Reed. On the wing, Ingles. He got it up in time, but it would not fall for him. Tie game in Minnesota. Don't go away. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
Well, you have to look at the advantage they have in the turnover department. I mean, that's a huge advantage for them in this game.
Offensively, they took care of the ball. And defensively, they forced a number of miscues.
Now here's Clark. Oh, Clark with the slam.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Here's Jokic. Jokic muscles it down.
Well orchestrated. And then the pass is right on the money.
And Grant David Adelman, a second-generation NBA head coach, grew up immersed in the game.
Yeah, B.A., basketball was a family obsession. David, a ball boy for the Blazers in the 90s, went on to coaching, which he's done for decades. His whole life has led him to this.
So it's Denver now, following the three-pointer by Minnesota.
Got to show more strength on the low block to keep him out of position.
Well, it's a couple of things here, I think. Certainly the effort, the willingness to fight, and the willingness to push him off of his comfort zone.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, BA. The Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me. Back to you, Brian.
Fills it up with the best. Okay, Allie, good stuff. Mutombo. And that one is hammered home.
And this is something he does all too well. Great position for the putback there.
And I like how he doesn't think twice about passing it out. Just going right for the slam.
No reason to do so there. He was going to leave no doubt.
Now here's Randall. No made baskets yet. Second quarter play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Outside, Highland. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Edwards. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Minnesota again missing.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Inside. Just Mutombo. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. The Doris offensive rebounding was down for a few years, but it's making a comeback.
What teams realize, Brian, is that you can absolutely corner crash, create extra opportunities for yourself without putting your defense at a deficit. Bones Highland, an aggressive scorer. If he gets a look from 3, he won't be shy.
Here's Mutombo. And there are the Nuggets with another bucket.
And after a scoreless first quarter, he's finding his offense.
Pass to Edwards. It's picked off.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Here's Gillespie. No points yet. To the right side. 6 to shoot. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It's going to be on Naz Reid. Grant, he's built for the big moments. Jamal Murray ready and willing when the pressure is on.
Yeah, B.A., his playoff performances speak for themselves. Clutch scoring, playmaking, and of course, that killer mentality.
Back to Gobert. Strong finish by Gobert.
And put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Minnesota?
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
The three, DiVincenzo.
Well, that's the opportunity they're looking for, just not the result, obviously.
54 seconds left in the second quarter. Johnson with it, picked up by Reed. And there's the screen. Down low. It's blocked by Gobert.
Well, this is the very prototypical defensive anchor. This is what Rudy Gobert brings on a nightly basis.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Knocks down the long J. DiVincenzo's got his second bucket on the night.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
It's Edwards on the wing. 19-footer. The shot no good. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. The T-Wolves on top. They lead by 2. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Some breakthrough contributions for the Nuggets from Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon. Grant elevating their games.
But at the same time, Denver's depth has been a concern. You know, B.A., we know what Jokic can do, but he needs help to win another ring.
Nice shot by DiVincenzo.
Boy, when this guy has got his rhythm, he can be tough to guard.
Gordon, right side. Now Brown. Still no points. Jokic the screen. To the wing on the left. No stopping Jokic in the paint.
And Jokic has a number of moves to choose from, especially deep inside.
Outside McDaniels. Back to DiVincenzo. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Up ahead. Edwards pulls it in. The Timberwolves lead by 3. Strong drive by Edwards. Gobert. And the call will be against Nikola Jokic. That'll be a second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Edwards looking it over. Clock at 6. To the middle. Here's Gobert.
And this is so encouraging. When Jokic hustles on the defensive end, it's a big help to his teammates.
On target from range.
Well, read the floor. You kick it out to the open shooter. It's a simple game.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thank you. Anthony Edwards is truly a superstar on the rise. He said, quote, "People forget how young I am. I'm not even touching my prime yet. I'm just trying to get more efficient as every year goes by." Back to you guys.
A star on the rise. Allie, thanks for the report. Now here's Jokic. Give him 8 points now. Here he goes. And you think about Jokic's point center game. He's a pioneer, Grant. A one-of-a-kind.
Oh, one of a kind indeed. And historically, very few centers have led their team in assists, and none with the regularity of Jokic. So he's an outlier, but is he a trendsetter? Only time will tell.
Well, big man that makes their free throws. Bravo.
Pass to Edwards. Here's Gobert. Back to Edwards. 4 on the clock. Getting it done inside. Edwards.
Boy, that defense must be better. Anthony Edwards getting it done on the interior.
Jokic in the post. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for two. Jaden McDaniels picks one up.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
This is his second trip to the free throw line in this one. And the second free throw is good.
Yeah, he gets them to lead at the free throw line despite the one miss.
Outside, DiVincenzo. Randall outside. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Outside Edwards. To the inside. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Oh, in a close game like this, that is the kind of mental lapse you have to avoid.
.146 left in the third quarter.
Woo-wee! What a big finish out of the backcourt.
That might be exactly what they needed at this point of the game.
Boy, as tight as this one is, that's a statement play saying, hey, listen, we're not here to back down from you guys.
Now here's Gobert. And he banks in the layup. Gobert's got 6 points.
Well, you know the length of Rudy Gobert. He's virtually unstoppable in that restricted area.
Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, BA. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done. Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
Highland looking for an opening. Pass to Gobert. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. All right, Doris, let's talk for a moment about Rudy Gobert's defensive IQ.
Let's begin, BA, with his communication on that end. It's an undervalued aspect of defensive performance. Then you talk about his ability to be a rim protector, to be able to rotate in defensive help. There is a reason he has won the Defensive Player of the Year as many times as he has.
Now here's Conley. No points so far. Pass to Gobert. Right wing. Reed for three. Nails it from three. And it's a tie ball game.
Yeah, he shot the ball well enough to keep his team even. Let's see if together they can elevate past that.
Here's Mutombo. Third quarter comes to a close, and a battle brings it to a tie. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next. We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. And Harris has got the ball here for Denver. They'll be playing host to New Orleans for their next one. And that's a one-game homestand for the club. Here's Mutombo. That falls. Nice setup by Harris.
Can't ask for a better look with the game in the balance.
Pass to Highland. Back to Dosunmu. They swipe it. And Bones Highland gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Now here's Harris. Screen by Watson. It's Watson on the wing. Here's Mutombo. Reed with the rebound. Dosunmu, left side. To the left side wing. Pass to Conley. And Peyton Watson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul of the game. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. And the Nuggets making a change here. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He was very encouraging with his guys, saying to them, we are still in this one. Don't give up right now. Get out there and let's grab this lead from this. Guys, let's see if the intensity picks up here.
Allie, thank you.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
Jokic with it. Randall's in his pocket. Pass to Gordon. Back to Jokic. And Jokic throws it down.
And this is what makes Jokic an MVP caliber talent. His ability to dominate the defense.
Conley looking for an opening. Sunmu for three. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Timberwolves.
Well, you love their unselfish play. Keeping that ball moving, good shot to great. That's winning basketball.
Boy, the long ball has been another point of emphasis for this group tonight. Their shooters are finding open spaces and firing without hesitation.
Jokic. Oh, the stuff!
And they have a never-give-up attitude.
No doubt, keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
Up top, Edwards. Here's Reed. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Nuggets.
Substitution on court.
The Nuggets trail. Outside Jokic. A thunderous two-hander with authority.
Morphing from second-round pick to superstar. Jokic comes up big for this team night after night.
Outside, DiVincenzo. Here's Edwards. Gobert. Oh, unanswered slam.
Rudy Gobert is so competitive. Doesn't want to let a big moment go by. Nicely done.
Here comes Jokic. Outside Gordon. And he nails it.
Aaron Gordon in a big moment, unafraid to deliver. How pretty is that?
Now Gobert. Outside DiVincenzo. Here's Randall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gobert. Jokic with a rebound. And so Jokic will bring it up for the Nuggets. They lead by 1. Screen by Watson. Now Harris. Randall with a steal. Now McDaniels. Right side Edwards.
Hard work pays off right there. Anthony Edwards finds himself in the paint and draws contact.
He sinks the clutch free throw. And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives him a lead.
He knows just how important these shots are, and he makes them count.
Jokic. And he slams it down.
And the stakes were high right there. What a buck.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
The free throw drops for Jokic.
That's exactly what this team needs right now, completing the and one.
Now Gobert. Outside DiVincenzo. Gobert. Just in time with the putback.
Gobert is not fazed by these moments. He wants to be the man.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Now Gordon. Jacks up a three. It's money from deep.
Aaron Gordon wanting the ball with the game and the balance in crucial moments. How big time is he?
And Chris Finch has called timeout. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
Tricky situation here. They need some kind of bucket to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
And the three misses. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
He gets the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And he's unable to get the second one. DiVincenzo. So it's the Nuggets taking the W in a close one. Just a gutsy performance on the road.
It really was. When this one was up in the air late, they showed how tough-minded they are as a team.
And that'll do it, folks. With two Hall of Famers, Doris Burke and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Here we go. And it's going to be the Nuggets off the tip. Pass to Jokic. Screen by Gordon. Back to Watson. Gordon outside. Harris outside. Shot clock at 6. And here's Jokic. Off target from three-point range. Some breakthrough contributions for the Nuggets from Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon. Grant elevating their games.
But at the same time, Denver's depth has been a concern. You know, B.A., we know what Jokic can do, but he needs help to win another ring.
Back to Gobert. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
This guy always amongst the league leaders in dunks. Gobert is a force around the cup.
Screen by Gordon. Here's Jokic. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Outside, DiVincenzo. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Pass to Gobert. Good. The assist goes to Edwards. Gobert's got the second bucket.
If he's operating in pick and roll, because Rudy Gobert is such a big target, hard to guard him.
Jokic with it. Randall's in his pocket. Jokic, good.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now here's McDaniels. Back to Randall. Pass to Gobert. Count it. All three of his attempts have gone in.
You love the touch from Rudy Gobert. He's put a ton of work into his offensive game.
And it's Jokic off the drive. Watson knocks it down from distance.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Pass to Edwards. Here's McDaniels. Edwards looking it over. The 11-footer. Gordon with a steal. They push it up 4-on-3. And now we have an intentional foul. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, bizarre play, B.A. Not sure what got into him. I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Gordon outside. Here's Jokic. Out to Gordon. There's the triple. And another three for Denver.
I'll tell you, if you're not guarding Aaron Gordon tight and getting into his space, he is going to burn you in catch-and-shoot situations.
Now here's Highland. Back to Reed. Pass to Gobert. Sumu outside. Here's Edwards. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss.
Taking what the defense gives you, exactly the shot you want, just doesn't go in.
And you think about Jokic's point center game. He's a pioneer, Grant, a one-of-a-kind.
Oh, one-of-a-kind indeed. And historically, very few centers have led their team in assists, and none with the regularity of Jokic. So he's an outlier, but is he a trendsetter? Only time will tell.
Here's Highland. 1:03 left in the first quarter. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, the Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, we're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable. Back over to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. And it's Jokic missing.
Boy, that's the kind of contest you need to force the miss.
Outside, Ingles. And Denver pushing it up now. Here's Gordon. Finished off the break. Gordon's got 5 now.
I just love the ball move.
Back to Highland. 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Ingles. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
Boy, I'd like to see him finish that play with more authority.
To the wing on the left. 3-on-3. Fires from deep. And Highland good for 3. 5 ticks left in the opening quarter. For 3, Gordon. Well, good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Nuggets on top, leading by...
Denver, 12.
Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And before we move on, what have you guys seen from Denver?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
And after some uncertainty, the Timberwolves moving forward under new governorship doors.
Boy, B.A., that sale process was long and obviously at times quite contentious. I believe the organization has to be thrilled that that is finally in the past, because what you want to do is focus on trying to continue the Wolves' recent run of success. There's a lot to be excited about with this young group.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Reed for 3. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Here's Mutombo, and he dunks it down.
And that's exactly how you make a statement. He pulls off a move we might not even see in the slam dunk contest.
You think he planned that one? I think it looked like he had one of those dunks that just kind of happened.
I agree.
Here's Gillespie. Trying to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Isumu on the wing. Outside for Randall. Pass to Highland. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. And stolen by Hardaway. Takes a 3. And Allen is good for 3. Allen's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Oh, phenomenal work right there. There's times, boy, he can be tough to check.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Minnesota in the lead. Outside Conley. Pass to Dosunmu. Now here's Gobert. And it's Gobert in the comfort zone. You see teams in college and high school run a lot more full-court press. Why is that less prevalent in the NBA doors?
Well, it's been less prevalent, BA, but all of a sudden teams are starting to push up in full court, understanding that if you can take 4 to 5 seconds off a shot clock, with the shortest shot clock we have in the game, then that puts so much more pressure on the offense to execute.
And here's Edwards. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. To the paint. Tipped. And stolen by Gobert. Pass to Conley. Picked by Gobert. Buries it down low. 10 points for Rudy Gobert.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Here's Mutombo. Outside Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Ooh, Gobert with a steal. Randall outside. We've got 1:28 left in the first half of this game. And a chance for a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
Yeah, they've also been alert and active on the defensive end, creating turnovers and turning those into points on the offensive end.
All right, Doris, let's talk for a moment about Rudy Gobert's defensive IQ.
Let's begin, BA, with his communication on that end. It's an undervalued aspect of defensive performance. Then you talk about his ability to be a rim protector, to be able to rotate in defensive help. There is a reason he has won the Defensive Player of the Year as many times as he has.
And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
Where is the consistency? Every time they do something productive, they find a way to shoot themselves in the foot.
There's 47 seconds left in the second quarter. To the inside, Gobert. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
Well, this is obviously a bonus. When Rudy Gobert gets hot like this, you might as well keep feeding the big man.
Here's Mutombo. McDaniels with the rebound. Now here's Edwards. Outside McDaniels. Right side Edwards. Up and over Hardaway. Edwards, no good. Allen outside. And so it's Minnesota finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. We'll be back in a moment. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. DiVincenzo with it. Still without a bucket. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
You have to be more careful with the basketball. These are possessions that you don't get back.
Now Gobert. 5 to shoot. Over Jokic. Gobert no good. Nuggets trail by 8. Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, BA. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done. Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Up top, Edwards. Randall on the screen. Fires it. Edwards can't hit. So it's Denver now. Following this one, they get to host the Bulls. And that's a one-game homestand for the club. Jokic muscles it down.
And dunking it with authority inside. This is why Jokic guys look to feed him down there.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Outside Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Outside, DiVincenzo. Outside Edwards. Here's McDaniels. Great D that time from Jokic.
This is what frustrates coaches. You come out of the half and you miss your first 3 shots.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Back to you, BA.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Back to Gobert. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Jokic with it, and it's Gobert picking him up. Pass to Brown for the lead. McDaniels with the rebound.
Man, that's his shot. Maybe he was too wide open.
Ooh, Edwards with style and authority.
Oh, Anthony Edwards thinks this game is a dunk contest. Go ahead, young sir. What a finish.
Jokic in the post. Harris outside. That one's good. This game is all even. Harris has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Inside, here's Gobert, and the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. Both teams deciding to change it up, and this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the free throw, no good. And Grant David Adelman, a second-generation NBA head coach, grew up immersed in the game.
Yeah, B.A., basketball was a family obsession. David, a ball boy for the Blazers in the 90s, went on to coaching, which he's done for decades. His whole life has led him to this.
Drops in the three.
When you let a team knock down that many threes, you know you're likely to be on the wrong side of a run.
Pass to Randall. Back to Highland. The kick out to Edwards. Edwards connects from outside.
That is a stone-cold three by the Ant-Man.
So David Adelman's decided to call timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. There's a minute 12 left in the third quarter. Pass to Mutombo. The kick out to Johnson. Here's Mutombo. Soft touch off the glass. Mutombo's got 6.
Well, Cam Johnson is getting better and better as a passer. That is on time right there.
Now Reed. It's Edwards on the wing. Gets stolen by Johnson. They set a pick. Down low. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
It's still close, though. These teams have been neck and neck. Let's see the response here.
Yeah, smart points by the vet Hardaway, getting into the break.
Pass to Highland. Randall, right side. And here's Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment to the finish.
Well, he's attacking, he's forcing the issue, and that's simply stated a terrific play.
We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. Nuggets ahead. They lead by 2. And we'll be back right after this.
42.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the fourth in what is still anybody's ball game. And Harris has got the ball here for the Denver Nuggets. The lead is 2. Screen by Watson. It's Watson on the wing. Back to Harris. Here's Mutombo. That falls. Nice setup by Harris.
And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
Back to Highland. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Gordon, right side. And Gordon with the big finish.
Well, the size is there, but the vertical is what really is eye-popping with Aaron Gordon.
Outside, Highland. The 3 is up. Nails it from beyond the arc.
Cool, calm, and collected at a critical juncture in this game.
To the middle. Outside Watson. Here's the 3. Counted from distance. And the Nuggets lead by 6.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. Coach challenging the team to play faster. He emphasized the main focus is that first pass off a turnover or a rebound. Make it quicker to get the ball out and into transition. Let's see if those words actually work.
Thank you for that, Allie. For 3, Gordon. And again, Denver with a 3. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Nuggets?
Their defensive intensity has served them well. It kept the offense scrambling and resulted in several steals.
I think it's also important we have to acknowledge how many scoring opportunities they've created from their spectacular defense, getting a bunch of points off turnovers.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Outside read. And he slams it down.
Absolute monster of a delivery from Naz Reid. Big-time bucket.
There's the drive. Yes, sir! The finish with the jam.
This is what he gives you night in and night out. Stellar production at the offensive end.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. Looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. Timberwolves trail by 7. Outside Gobert. Here's Randall. Gobert up top.
Well, we know Rudy Gobert is going to go down as not only one of the greatest defenders of his generation, but of all time. Just look at the number of times this guy has won Defensive Player of the Year. He is a force to be reckoned with.
A perfect trip to the line narrows the gap.
The Nuggets lead by 5. And here's Jokic. For 3. Cleared away by Edwards. And the Timberwolves with possession here. Jokic in the post. Now Gordon. Oh, hey! How about that? Jams it home!
Well, easy to see why Aaron Gordon has been in multiple dunk contests. The arsenal, the creativity, limitless.
Oh, the shot misses. And here's Denver. 7-point differential. Outside Harris. Takes a 3. Jokic. Great timing on the tip.
And he's just slippery down there. I mean, Jokic makes gaining position look so easy.
Outside Harris. Here's Jokic. Gobert pulls it down. Now Randall. Now Edwards. Now Randall. Clock at 6. That's in! Here's Harris. And they're so close to putting this game away.
Yeah, B.A., you don't have to do anything crazy. Just run the clock and don't turn it over. And they knew it wasn't going to be easy to win on the road, but they've controlled the pace on this one.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
So no problem for Denver as they get the win. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean, when you're out on the road, the wins can feel